Good Monday morning, British literature students, and welcome to week number 7. We are moving right along in this semester, aren't we? All right, couple notes. I've got all your second essays graded and returned to you if you've turned them in a reasonable time frame. Most of you are doing a good job of keeping up with that, so kudos to you. There's a student here and a student there that's only turned in one essay, or in some cases, no essays. But for the most part, you've been keeping up, and that's great. However, on the flip side of that, only 3 students so far have turned in a first draft of the research paper. I've made the research paper do when I did because I want to have enough time to read your first drafts and comment on them, and then give them back to you in enough time that you can make whatever corrections. Folks, these research papers, first drafts, don't have to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. When I write a paper for publication, I usually have to write multiple drafts, and I use peer review among my colleagues to look at my papers and tell me whether they're worthy of publication or not. And so, first drafts are almost never good. That's why I go through your first draft and make the comments and give you the comments that you need in order to do well on those first drafts. Now, the bad news is, since almost nobody turned in a first draft, I can't comment on anything yet. So please get those first drafts done as quickly as possible. And as if that wasn't bad enough, we've got the third essay is coming up due this weekend, this coming Friday. I want you to concentrate on those first research paper drafts. So if you need to turn in the third essay next Wednesday or something like that, that's perfectly fine. But I need those first drafts so I can actually give you the feedback that you need in order to do well. And if you're one of the students who hasn't turned in a second draft, or a second essay, excuse me, if you haven't turned in a second essay, you really need to get the lead out now and start going. So, these deadlines are not hard deadlines. This is supposed to be a self-paced study, but again, I'm getting concerned when I see students who haven't turned in a single essay yet, because I'm afraid those students are going to want to wait until the end of the semester, and that is not a good thing. So, be aware of that. All right, so that's it. That's all I have is first draft. Get it to me as soon as possible, and then by the end of the week, you're supposed to have your third essay, but you can do it, sometime by the middle of next week if you need the extra time. So have a good week. I hope you had an enjoyable 4th of July weekend. And if you have any questions or comments that you need to make, you know how to reach me. I do have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my office hours are now only until 3 instead of till 4. And the reason is I'm involved in a B-term class that I actually need to be there at 3. So there should still be plenty of office hours. Sometimes you can catch me in the office when it's not my office hours, but be aware that the office hours have now been changed on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:30 to 3 instead of 1:30 to 4. But other than that, everything's good. So have a good week. Contact me if you need to, and I hope you're enjoying those third novels.